you doing, Lexi?
I'm doing okay. It's kind of a cloudy day out
I
there.
know it's a cloudy, rainy, cold day here too.
I know. So I
Um,
turned on my salt lamp and I lit a candle.
that's lovely. I've been trying to clean up the apartment a little bit to make myself feel a little bit more organized, a little less cluttered. And I guess that's sort of what we're talking about today is, this difficult time that we're all in. Um, I know that I personally feel a lot of pressure to um, be productive, be
Right.
creative, sort of have it all together. And I know that we've sort of talked about this a little bit on our lives before, but you and I have really been thinking a lot about like ways to make it through this time. And for some people, it comes a little bit easier, and for others, it's, a little bit harder.
Right. And even like minute to minute, you can be like, I'm really on top of things. And then like the next minute be like, I'm so not on top of things. So it is a really stressful time for so many of us in a lot of different ways. So we're going to attempt to just give some suggestions for managing some stress in really like simple, attainable ways.
Right. So, Lexi, have you ever used a bullet journal before?
Yes. So I have like a little journal that a friend gave me, and sometimes not. It's not always goal oriented like a bullet journal is. It's just like my thoughts or my feelings, but I think especially right now it's really cool to use a bullet journal that gives you small goals for like what would make you feel better day to day, just to like get through the day to day.
Yeah. Um, so, for those of you who aren't familiar with a bullet journal is um, it's essentially a list of goals or a list of things to do, and it has little boxes next to these different tasks. And so the idea is that every day you do these little different tasks and you kind of cross them off your list, which I know for me personally gives me a sense of great satisfaction to cross something off a list. And the idea is to kind of help keep you on track. And the way that we're kind of using a bullet journal is to, track self-care activities. So we have a list of some self-care activities that we've come across, um, and we'll go through them together and talk about what they are, and then we'll post them to the story, an example of a bullet journal for you all to use. um, so the first thing on our list is to take a shower.
How's that going
um,
for you, Rosie?
Sorry.
How is that going for you, Rosie? Are you showering regularly?
I certainly am showering regularly. And it's really funny because for me, taking a shower helps to sort of like clear off whatever happened before the shower is now washed away once
Yeah,
I take the shower.
absolutely.
And I've heard about using showers as like a mindfulness activity, right? So like literally thinking about washing away the stress of the day or washing away whatever worries you have, um, in the shower. Have you been showering regularly?
I have been showering regularly, and showering in general is very relaxing for me. It's like if I have a bad day, like even if I took a shower in the morning, I'm taking a shower at night. It's just something that I feel I can like help me calm down. And I think it's a good way to kind of, if you're going to shower in the morning, if that's what you like to do, it's a good way to like change from like your like nighttime pajamas into like your daytime pajamas. So
Right.
you're also just like in fresh, comfy clothes and you're just like feeling good.
That's right. That's right. The next one on our list is to drink water.
Yes. So drinking water for some people can be like it's literally a task. Like you have to like make yourself drink water. And I find that like I have to be conscious of like drinking water, and it's really interesting because when we get stressed, our mouths get dry, and so by using water it kind of sets your like your nervous system back up and running so that you can kind of get into a calm state.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting because seriously, drinking water does wonders for me. I know now I'm like thirsty, like as we're talking about it, but drinking water does wonders for me in terms of stress management. And the more hydrated I am, the better I feel, the more equipped I feel to get through the. Sorry about that. I was getting a phone call. Okay, so the next one is to clean one thing or one space.
Mm.
And so that's helpful for me. I'm definitely not, everything is not clean, but I just, right before we got on this live call, I put the dishes in the dishwasher, and that helped me feel like I was getting something accomplished.
Mm. I think that's really important because when I think about keeping a space clean or cleaning something, it just feels like a chore. And then I feel like, nope, don't want to do it. So by kind of just giving yourself like a very small example of that, like just putting the dishes in the dishwasher, like it does feel like an accomplishment.
Right.
And so yeah, that's not something I would put on my my bullet journal
list.
if I made one for myself, because that's just like it kind of feels like a chore. It
like
feels
work.
like something I don't want to do. Yeah, like work.
Yeah. I sort of feel the same way, but I do know that living with other people, I live with my fiance, and it like raises his stress level when there's dishes in the sink. And so it's an interesting thing. It's sort of like if the other people around me feel calm, it helps me to feel calm too.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Tend to something growing or living.
Mm.
So I have some plants, and I'll be honest with you, I don't pay as much attention to them as I maybe should, but I do have a dog, Edie, and taking her out every day. We've been cooking her really fancy meals, and last night she had salmon. But that helps. I mean, that helps me feel like I'm like nurturing, helps me feel calm.
Right. I also like that you said like you're taking your dog out for a walk, and it also is like a reminder for us. Like I know when I'm sitting at my computer and I'm like going through emails or just working, I forget like to take myself to the bathroom or like take myself to get a snack. Like so it's a good reminder when you're taking your dog to do whatever needs they have, is to like also give the needs that you have to yourself.
Right. Reach out to a human outside your home.
That's been really helpful for me right now. I think that staying connected with friends is like the closest thing to being kind of normal, and finding creative ways to do that. So on Monday, one of our coworkers, Gabby, and we did a wine yoga session, and it was like very cute because the instructor said like if you spill some wine on your mat, like you have to like give yourself an affirmation. So it was like really cute and fun, and also I was moving my body. So it was a good combo of getting that human interaction and some lighthearted fun.
I love that. Hold on, I just lost our list. Oh no, where did it go? Okay, found it. Sorry about that. Okay. Do one thing you'll be glad you did later. For me, that's been eating well, eating foods that don't upset my stomach, like not stress eating. When I stress eat, my stomach gets upset. And so when I'm eating nutritious food that makes me feel good, and it doesn't upset my stomach, I I feel a lot less stressed out, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. Whatever you kind of use to fuel
Yeah.
yourself, it's gonna impact the way that you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, get in at least one good laugh.
That's super important. That's really super important. I love laughing and I love making people laugh. Um, so, again, like speaking with friends or even just like watching something funny, like a really trashy TV show, that's kind of where I'm getting my source of laughter right now. Whatever is like good for you. And even like some people say that if you trick yourself into laughing, like if you pretend to laugh, you're like, ha 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 ha, like you'll actually get the endorphins of like actually laughing. And then
Yeah,
you also feel really silly.
that's true. It's laughter is so important. It's so important for me every day. I feel like I need to laugh, even if something's not really that funny. I think it's important to make myself laugh at it, right? It
Yeah.
really does. For me, that's one of those things that's like an essential. And I think that's kind of important, like you were mentioning earlier, that like some of the things on this list wouldn't work for you, right? And I think for some people, like there are maybe just like essential self-care tips for them that wouldn't work for everyone, but definitely work for them.
Absolutely. Like these are just some suggestions that we came up with, but even some of these things I'm like, nope, no way, not on my
Yeah,
list.
absolutely. Um, so we have this list available. There's a couple other things on there that we'll show you, and we'll post it to the story. But this is just an example of a bullet journal. There's so many others that you can find online. You can make your own. And this is something that this week we're trying, to boost our self-care and stress management.
Right. Well, thanks everybody.
Thank you for coming to our live again. And Lexi, I hope you have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend.
You too, Rosie. Catch you later.
Bye.